Hello, my name is Adrienne Coates and I am interning at I Am Able Fitness for summer 2025. My graduation date is August 5th and I am extremely excited to graduate. In the future, I plan to open up a center for people who are chronically ill and disabled and geriatric, which is why I chose this center. This center is a paralysis specialist center where they mainly deal with people who have spinal cord injuries. I myself had a spinal cord injury that lasted about 3 years, that I was in a wheelchair, unable to stand on my own. If I had known a center like this had existed, it would have been great for my mental health, for my physical health, and helped push me to recover faster, as well as have a community of people who understood what I was going through. That is why I chose I Am Able, and I can't wait to tell you about this amazing place. I Am Able is a PT-based practicum located in the Hammocks. As I mentioned in my introduction, this place works primarily with people who have a spinal cord injury, but they also deal with people who have cerebral palsy, traumatic brain injury, and similar neurological conditions. It is important with any of these conditions to continue exercising to prevent atrophy. Here I was able to shadow trainers and learn how they come up with individualized programs for each person. Every spinal cord injury is unique to the person, so someone with an injury in the same area as another will need a different approach, and here they like to think outside the box and use regular gym equipment that you see at a standard gym and use it in an orthodox way. Here you can ask questions about programming, about their thought processes, and about approaches to different roadblocks that may pop up. You also get the chance to talk to clients about how they got their injury, how they've been dealing with their injury, what they like to do when they come to the facility, what they like to avoid when working out, and what things have made a difference for them. Here you are responsible for helping the trainers with gathering and moving equipment, as well as cleaning areas between clients. But mainly, you are responsible for learning and gaining as much information as you can in the time that you have here by shadowing and asking and answering questions. I mainly worked with the site supervisor and head trainer, Alexa. She has a kind, warm, and bubbly personality. She is also an FIU kinesiology alumni. Here we also have Alejandro, a licensed physical therapy aide, and George, the assistant trainer, who will be leaving soon to pursue further education. The facility is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and so you can choose any time in between that to gain your internship hours. There are also times outside of regular business hours, like during the adaptive CrossFit competition that they went to earlier this year, where you can gain some valuable experience. My experience at I Am Able was absolutely amazing. The people were amazing, from the trainers to the actual clients to sometimes the clients' support group that came with them, their little entourage. The stories that you hear are absolutely amazing. The way that they teach you to create creative ways of approaching an exercise, like deadlifts or bench presses, in a way that you wouldn't think of for someone who is a quadriplegic or a paraplegic. The way they approached using boxing as a great way to create new pathways for people who have traumatic brain injuries, or how just standing up can be amazing for getting rid of a spasm in your legs, just putting some body weight on you. At the site, I was able to ask questions to absolutely everybody because they are open and willing to answer. I was glad that I was able to get over the initial fear of asking questions. You can ask questions to the trainers. You can ask questions to the clients. They want to raise awareness about what they've been through, how they go about doing things, and what makes them them. I loved learning about how you can approach different exercises creatively in order to adapt for someone who is quadriplegic or paraplegic, or who has a partial spinal cord injury. So approaching something like a deadlift or jump roping or bench presses will look different for someone who is in a chair. And it was amazing seeing how they were able to understand that there are limitations, but also realize that those limitations won't stop someone if they really want to do it. What worked for me and what didn't work for me was mostly my hesitation. My hesitation helped me in making sure that I was careful. I didn't approach anything rashly or without thinking things through. That being said, it did take me a while before I was able to ask critical thinking questions like, what would you do for someone who has this, and this limitation? Or what made you think of programming someone's exercise routine this way versus another way? Or looking at two people with similar injuries and similar spots on their spine and noticing that their workout routines are completely different. I think what I would do differently is hurry up and get over that hesitation. You want to make sure that you are getting absolutely everything you can out of this internship and out of learning from the trainers and the clients. And I think that was what I will take away from this. I was extremely happy with my site choice. I made lots of friends, and I feel like I learned so much, and I got to see a little bit of what a center like this would look like for clients. I got to see and hear what their experiences were, what they liked, what they didn't like. Half the time what they didn't like is that the therapist knew that they could go a little bit farther. They can push you, and they knew when to not push you. And they understood that, yes, you are tired today, but we can take things slow and still get work done and still see some progress. I think that if I was going to open up a center similar to this, like I plan to with people who have chronic illnesses and other disabilities, that I would want to keep that in mind. For any future students out there who would want to go into physical therapy or just stick to personal training, I think this place is fantastic because it teaches you to think out of the box because you have no choice. This is a place where you have standard workout equipment, but people who aren't your average population. There are people who have limited use of their hands or limited to no use of their legs. People who have varying levels of disability, even if it is the same disability as the next person. These are people who are human and they just live a different life than who you see at a regular old gym. And I feel like this is one of those places that you just need to learn and see to really grasp how you can help people. I would love to see more people interning at I Am Able. I hope this video really does help because this place is absolutely amazing. They're absolutely fantastic. And it's just one big community that's constantly cheering each other on and supporting each other, laughing together, celebrating together, consoling each other when there are some drawbacks, some step backs. But if I was going to say anything about this place is that this is the place that will change your point of view. I really hope someone takes from this video that I Am Able is an amazing, absolutely amazing experience and choose to intern here. I will be missing them at the end of the summer, but I definitely will be there next year for their CrossFit competition. Again, thank you for watching my video. I really do hope that you consider interning at I Am Able. Thank you.